Hi, this is Aaron.
And this is Kristin.
And this is Drive Mode Show. Today we're going to play a game of Would You Rather.
Okay, I'm up for that.
So we're gonna channel our inner 10-year-olds and come up with questions for one another. And then you out there in YouTube land, feel free to comment below or hit us up, send us an email, find our website, drivemodeshow.com, somewhere like that. Get a hold of us if you have questions. So if you have a Would You Rather question, we can do another show and include your stuff. How fun would that be?
It would be fun. Bring it.
So, Kristin, what do you got?
Okay, my first question for you is, if you had to choose, would you have heated seats or a heated steering wheel? If you could only pick one.
Heated seats. That's an easy one. I'd much prefer to have the bun warmers because the hands, when I do turn on a heated steering wheel, I only run it until the wheel is warm and then I shut it off. And I've lived for a long time without that, but I've been spoiled because I drive brand new cars all the time with heated seats becoming basically a standard at this point.
Right. It cracks me up that you call them bun warmers, and I think some cheeky, pun intended, auto manufacturer should call them bun warmers instead. It should be like a capital B and a capital W, TM.
Yeah, and then they can just call it a BW on the button.
Bun warmers.
Got it all covered.
I like it. You know, I just had the Volvo S60, which was a beautiful sedan, and the steering wheel heated up to a point that it was actually hot. Like it was really warm, and I've never had that before. So it did heat up and it stayed warm.
I've had that car not too long ago, but I had the plug-in hybrid.
Okay.
So, and it did not do that. It was warm. I could feel it being heated, but I couldn't feel it through gloves or anything. I have been in cars where it gets really hot, but that wasn't one of them. I gotta have a question for you, right?
Yep, your turn.
Hold on, I'm looking in there to see if there's anything. I know. So, Kristin, if you had a choice, would you prefer to have turbocharged, so a turbocharged engine, turbos, or air conditioning?
Oh, man. Well, you know I live in Texas, right? I gotta have air conditioning. Have you ever had a summer in Texas without air conditioning? It is like the 8th level of hell.
That was my entire childhood. So you would rather have the sluggish car but be comfy. I totally understand that. I don't argue that.
I guess if you drive fast enough, you could have air conditioning.
Yeah.
Kind of. But it's not
back
the same.
Back in the day, we had the 55 mph air, right?
That's right.
You just crank the window down.
Of course, it didn't help you very much if you were in the back of those station wagons that had the window that came down the back and you're facing backward. The wind did not help you.
Well, it indirectly did because it's sucking the hot air out.
All right.
So
you got that.
How about a pro tip? I'll throw in a pro tip here.
Ding.
If you have a car that has a sunroof and the sunroof can tilt up, so look above Kristin there, you'll see the sunroofs up there. If you're in a car, it also works in SUVs, but it works best in cars and smaller vehicles. Crack that, so do the tilt up thing as you're driving, and you will do more to cool off your car quickly from the point of, you just got in it from the parking lot and it's really hot because it's been sitting in the sun. You will cool off that car way quicker than if you just wait for the AC to work. Just pro tip.
I did not know that.
Yeah,
so good tip.
In a larger vehicle, crack the back windows.
Good tip. Okay.
Works like a chimney.
I got a question for you, music lover.
Go.
If you had the choice, let's say you're on a 10-hour road trip, would you rather sit in the last row, way in the back, with all the control of the music, or sit up front with no control of the music?
Well, currently I'm in the latter situation. So right now, all the mini-me's are in the back, and they're dictating what's going on for the most part with audio and everything else in the car. So I would like to swap roles and be in the back. The downer there is then I have, a 9 or a 10-year-old driving the car. Maybe that's not so great. But
probably not. Not even in Wyoming.
I want to be the one who gets to pick the music.
Well, you need to work on that because I control the music in my car.
Really?
Yeah.
I do a lot of the times when it's just me and the kids. But in a large way, we pretty much like the same thing. So I'm usually on 38 listening to Ozzy's Boneyard. Kids are good with that. I don't have to worry about, there's not going to be a lot of F-bombs or anything dropped on that station.
True.
So it's kosher.
True. My son and I, yesterday, we were listening to the soundtrack for Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, which is awesome. It's such a great soundtrack, but there is some explicit music there with, I think there's a song with Juice WRLD and Lil Uzi Vert. I was like, whoa. All right. Maybe fast forward to that one.
Skip it.
Skip it.
So here's mine for you. I'm gonna stay on the same vein. If you had a choice between listening to whatever music you want or having a really awesome stereo to listen to music on, but not necessarily choose the music, which would you rather have?
Would the second option sometimes have my favorite music?
It would possibly come up, but imagine if you were driving along and you had your Sirius XM receiver or radio and it was random. It was just after every song it randomly picked another station. So you could be going everywhere from like Fox Sports to Channel 42 The Joint to like Channel 8 the 80s to whatever. It would just go wherever it felt like.
All right, I could do that as long as it's all music and not news or talk radio.
Okay, no talk. All right, if it's music, that's cool.
How about you?
So, my interest isn't varied enough. I'd be like, because I know what would happen. It would end up on all the country stations I don't like.
Well, you just reviewed the new Mazda CX-30, and I was thinking about that as you asked that question, and I was like, gosh, I'd really like to have that stereo, even if the music wasn't always what I wanted.
So how about you? What do you got?
All right, let me check my handy-dandy list.
Oh, see, she's all prepared.
Would you rather have a vehicle that goes from 0 to 60 in 3 seconds every time, or only have to fill up your gas tank once a month?
Gas tank.
Okay.
I like sporty cars and everything, but they're not really my thing, right? So I enjoy cars that drive really well, but that they don't have to be sporty for that. You can get into a car that does 0 to 60 in 11 seconds and it still feels really good to drive it. For me, you already know it's all off-road. So, but off-road rarely comes with any kind of fuel economy. But for me, I would rather have better fuel economy. And I happen to like a well-done plug-in or battery electric. So.
Okay. Well, the thing about the electric cars is that they have instant torque, which is fun, right? I would choose the 0 to 60 in 3 seconds because I do a lot of highway driving and I like to be able to get up to speed quickly. I don't mind filling up the gas tank.
So for you, would you rather have a car that you can drive every day, but it's not necessarily all that sporty? Or would you prefer to have a car that is road restricted so it can't go on public roads, but is totally track ready?
Option A. I got to be practical on that.
Yeah.
I hate to say it, because I love track driving. I love getting behind the wheel and going fast. That's really fun, but I also love just driving across America. I mean, that's really pretty magical too.
Okay. So for me, even though your answer is really boring, my answer is totally the same because I'm not into track. So.
Okay.
Okay.
Your next question is, would you rather have green lights every time you get to a traffic light or a stellar parking space wherever you go?
I like traffic lights. I like traffic lights, but only when they're green. But my answer is actually the parking space. So Monty Python aside, I would rather have the good parking space. I don't care about traffic lights. They don't bother me much. So if I have to stop and get going again or pay attention and slow down and speed up and whatever, I don't mind that. That's my natural way of driving. But my wife will tell you all day that I will circle and drive through the entire parking lot before I pick a spot.
You're like a dog that circles around before he goes to sleep.
I will drive up and down at least half the rows in whatever that parking lot is before I decide where to go.
My dad does that.
A lot of it is I'm very particular about where I want to park. I don't necessarily have to be closer. I just want a curb. I prefer to park one side of the car against a curb so that I can suck the car up. Or park next to like a handicap zone, one of those big unloading zones like for van accessibles, because I can do the same thing. I can treat that line like a curb without impeding on whoever is taking the handicap spot and still maximize the amount of space to minimize door dings on the other side. Because unless I'm in a giant truck, then I just park on top of whoever is in the spot I want.
Yeah, just roll it on up and park right on top. Like Doug DeMuro did with that Defender. Was that a Defender? He just rolled right on top of those two cars and parked it on top. That guy is hilarious.
That is hilarious. That was a great photo. We should find it so I could post it.
Definitely. I did. I'm all out of questions.
Are you? I think we're out of time too anyway.
Perfect. Good timing.
Okay. So out there again, if you got an idea, you have a question you want us to do, throw it at us.
We want to hear it.
Show. It'll be fun.
This was Kristin.
And this is Aaron. And this has been the Drive Mode Show.